Today we're looking at where to live in the South Bay of Los Angeles. All right, so today I thought we'd check out some of the different communities within the South Bay and why you might choose to live in one versus the other, and what's kind of important in your search, because living in the South Bay, you've got amazing views, you're up high in some of the neighborhoods, kind of spanning from down in the south of Palos Verdes all the way up and north of, you've got Redondo and Torrance and Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach, and You've got some cities east like Lawndale and Gardena and Hawthorne. So a lot of different opportunities throughout the South Bay. And it's really just a matter of what is important in your search as to what community might fit you best. And so that's what we're going to go over today. So if you're thinking of moving to the South Bay, feel free to reach out. I have families moving here all the time, and I'd love to help you get started in your search. It's never too early to get started. And if you're wanting to learn more about the South Bay, be sure to like and subscribe so you're notified every time we put a new video out. All right, so today I thought we'd look at, location, price, and just kind of updatedness and space that every community in the South Bay has, and what you're getting for each of those things, and what might be more important in your search. And so each town within the South Bay is going to have something different to offer. And so today I thought we'd kind of look at all of those things and see how they compare in your search. All right, so location. Obviously location is what people say with real estate. And, for a big part of the South Bay, that is a motivating factor for people moving down here, whether it be a view or close to the beach or proximity to their work. Location is a key aspect of their search. And so each city is going to have a different benefit for that location. And whether that be a school, whether that be the beach, or whether that be a view. All right, so starting south, right now I'm here in Palos Verdes, and behind me over my shoulder you can kind of see the ocean. So a big view and proximity location is an aspect to the Palos Verdes homes. So you've got these amazing homes with built up high, so you're going to really take advantage of the views. And then obviously the closer you get to the ocean, the more expensive it's going to get. And so those are things to keep in mind. So as far as location goes, you've got Palos Verdes has some options for being close down to the water. In Torrance, you're going to be the Hollywood Riviera is going to have some options being close to Riviera Village, walking distance to the beach. You might be up high and have some great views. So the views, the location to the beach, all those kind of things are going to be a key factor in the South Bay. And so if you're looking to be close to the beach, you can also be in Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach, obviously, Redondo Beach. If you are close to the beach, you're in Redondo Beach, you're probably going to be in South Redondo, as Redondo Beach kind of curves and goes down along the ocean. So if you're looking to be closer to the water, you're going to want to be in South Redondo. And then if you're looking more for affordability and maybe more updated, more space, then North Redondo might be an option. And then, like I mentioned, you've got Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach, which are going to be very close to the beach. And then you've got Lawndale further east. So let's say you're trying to be a little bit more affordable and looking for proximity to the beach that maybe you can't walk to or bike ride to, but you can get a short drive to the beach for a good price. Lawndale might be a good option, or Gardena or Hawthorne. So there's a lot of cities within the South Bay that have different things to offer based on the location, and it just becomes a priority of how much is it need to be walking distance to the beach, or does it need to have a view, or can it be driving distance and maybe be a little bit more affordable. All right, now the next aspect of that home search in the South Bay is going to be price. And price is going to be different depending on what you're needing as far as proximity to the beach, how updated, how big. But yes, every city is going to be a little bit more affordable or less affordable. And so the closer you get to the beach, it's going to be more expensive. And so, homes in Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach might be on the more expensive side for you, especially considering the amount of size and space you get for that. And then Palos Verdes might still be a little bit more on the expensive side for your budget, but you might get more room and more updatedness and more land for the price. And then Torrance has a lot of different options because you can be closer to the ocean and maybe it's a little bit more expensive. Or it can be a little bit further east and north, and maybe Torrance is a little bit more affordable. Or Lawndale, like I mentioned, and Hawthorne and Gardena, maybe you're a little bit further from the beach, but it's maybe a little bit more affordable. All right, so if it has beach in the name, it's probably going to be a little bit more of an expensive community in the South Bay. But if you're looking to be close to the beach and maybe driving distance, there are a lot of options that maybe are a little bit more affordable, but still proximity to the beach is, a short drive away. So it is going to be a little bit more expensive than if you're going further east into LA. So anywhere within the South Bay is going to have some good options and a huge variety on price ranges. All right, so we've gone over location and price. Now, what do you really get for those locations and those prices? And that's what's going to really determine what community is best for you within the South Bay. For instance, if you're somebody that doesn't need to be very close to the beach and you are trying to stay within a more affordable budget, and maybe this is your first time buying a home, something like Gardena or Lawndale or Hawthorne may be a good option, and maybe it's a townhome or a condo. Maybe if you've stepped up your budget a little bit more, maybe this is your second home, and you're still trying to, work within a budget, North Redondo could be a good option, or like I said, Torrance. Different areas of Torrance are going to be more and less affordable, and so you're going to get different things in different communities within the South Bay. So if you're looking for a larger home with more space in a specific budget, North Redondo might be a good option in a townhome, because you're going to get maybe a newer, more updated townhome that's maybe 2,200 square feet as opposed to a smaller single-family residence that's closer to the beach and maybe more expensive, but has kind of an older, smaller floor plan. So it just kind of depends on what is really important in your search. If you really have to have a single-family residence, keep in mind a lot of the homes in this area, depending on your price range, if it hasn't been remodeled and redone recently, it could have been built in the 1950s and have a smaller, older square footage and floor plan. So just keep that in mind with your search. What is really a priority? For instance, if you're looking for more space but being close to the beach, then maybe Palos Verdes is a good option. And there's just tons of different locations within Palos Verdes. So some of the homes on the San Pedro side of PV might be a little bit more affordable and get you a lot of space in a single family residence, still pretty close to the ocean. Still going to be, up over probably 1.5 million, depending on what your criteria is. Then if you're looking for maybe, like I said, more an updated home, and it needs to be, larger square footage, then maybe it's a townhome for around that same price, or maybe closer to $1 million in Redondo Beach, in North Redondo. Then maybe you really need to be close to the beach, and maybe you have a higher budget, maybe you can go up over $2 million. Then maybe you start looking at more like Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach, or South Redondo. And so the characteristics of the home, I know in a lot of places that's kind of like the first thing you start to think about is, oh, I needed to have this bathrooms and kitchens updated and remodeled. I need it to be this many minimum square footage on the interior and this much on the lot size. But in the South Bay, I really don't think you need to worry about the specifications of what's important in your search right from the start, as much as I think it's important to figure out the areas of the South Bay that you're really interested in. And then from there, figuring out the style of homes in each of those communities and if they fit your style of living. And then there's always updates you can do over time to the home. But more than anything, when you're starting your search, I would just really try to get a feel for each of the communities and see what you like and don't like, because each community is going to offer something different. If you're, like I said, you're somebody that really can't stand an older, smaller home, then maybe some of the beach communities isn't going to work for you. If you're somebody who maybe needs more space and a bigger home, then maybe something like a townhome or a condo is going to work better for you. If you're somebody who wants that more town feel and feel like you're part of a community, maybe Torrance could be a good option. Or if you're somebody that really wants to be close to the beach as much as possible and you have a higher budget, maybe Manhattan Beach or Hermosa Beach might be a good option. And then if you're somebody that's moving here for work and maybe you're a first-time home buyer and you don't have as much of a down payment to get the home you're really looking for, but you want to be in this area, then there's some really good options in Gardena and Hawthorne and Lawndale, and just trying to find that condo or townhome. Even in South Redondo, you've got some options, and Torrance. So there's some communities within the South Bay that are a little bit more affordable. They just might be condos or townhomes. And so if you're a first-time home buyer, that could be an option. Or if you're somebody moving here and you want to be as close to the beach and you want the lifestyle that has to offer, then this is definitely the place to be. So whether you're moving here for work or to be close to the beach, whatever your reason is, I'd love to help you get started in your home search. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you've bought many homes, I'd love to help you understand the buying community here. So no matter how far off you are on trying to buy your home, I'd love to help you get started. So feel free to call, text, or email me anytime.